Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have 4 topics in this video. The first one is with Mr. Macron, still the president of the Grande France, where he, for now, changes his tune on the baboons, which is, because the far right, as they call it, is expanding, is getting more influential. Marine Le Pen is gaining. He's trying to fool voters by saying that, and not only, he will not send troops in Ukraine. And because words have meaning, he adds something at the end, which negates everything else. But I will show you that one. Next is the Russians, as I said, are at the time where they, in plain view, in plain sight, they form a new military alliance around the globe. First was with Belarus, which you can say, well, what the hell is that? That one, I would say, is China. Now, a few weeks ago, it was the woodchuck, North Korea, and is coming whom? Iran. The axis of, or the allies of the good, as I call them, in a certain way. They're the allies of the good, because we are the allies of the perfect. All right, this is the second article, or the second topic. And the third one, the woodchuck, Mr. Kim Jong-un, will visit Russia. When? I'm going to let you know. And the last topic, we find out that some Lithuanian volunteers lost their lives. Oh no, sorry, they were injured in Russian attack. The volunteers were just volunteering in the war zone. Were they former military? Well, we're going to find out or not. Let's go to the first article. First article comes from Sputnik. Macron, please pay attention to the words, obviously. Macron rules out sending French troops to Ukraine in near future. What's near future? 3 moments from now? A week? A month? After you elect me, supposedly? When is the near future? It's like, I will never commit a crime in the near future. So you're going to commit a crime? Remember, these guys work with a mountain slope model that I said many times, which is first, it's an imbecile former something, usually a general, is now on the deadline, and they activate him, and he shows up. I think that if we would provide Ukraine with nuclear weapons, that would be fantastic. And see how the baboons are reacting. Are they still busy eating their fleas from one another? Say what? Or they're going to be like, most of them are not even that. And after that, they say something else. It's going to be a pundit on the TV saying, well, maybe, I don't know, could be a good babu to send nuclear weapons to Ukraine. And see how the baboons are still there. All right? And you repeat this. And the next one is going to be a guy from the White House going to be asked, hey, Mr. Baboon, whatever you are over there, do you think that White House is inclined to send nuclear weapons to Ukraine? And the first answer will be no, categorically not. Like we didn't send F-16s, we didn't send Abrams tanks, we didn't send howitzers, we didn't send Patriot, all of these things, we said we will not. And we also say no boots on the ground in Ukraine. Are there any American boots on the ground? 9. So the same here, Macron in the near future. And the last one is like, I'm going to send it. He waits and then he say, I want you guys to conduct opinion polls. And after baboons conduct opinion polls with the right questions, mind you, they go and tell the baboon, the main baboon, where's Bridget? Okay? Anyway, so we're going to tell the baboon in charge, hey, the French nation said, I don't know how you say in Arabic, no, but anyway, or in Tunisian, Algerian, or I don't know. Okay, no, but they would say, they said no, mais non. and he said, oh, let's try again. And he said, oh, actually, there's a lot of them who say, I don't know how is you say in Algerian and all those, French. No, and definitely not no. And then he gets, oh my God, these guys are not with me. But you know what? He doesn't give a shit. Why? Remember the opinion polls about the pension, so-called reform in France? 80% of the opinion polls that were conducted then said no pension reform. What did this garbage do, which is Macron? Give it to me. Pack, sign it, send it over, and that's it. It was all constitutional. All constitutional. He took it from the Grand Assembly that he just, how do you call it, dissolved. Remember when Trump became president? And even before they said, he will dissolve the Senate and the House. He's going to be a dictator. He's not going to be relinquishing, how you call it, the power. None of that occurred. Nothing of that. And many other things. But now, the great France's president did it with his Brigitte next to him. Well, you can't blame people for who or what they love. We can assess it. We can judge as much as we want. Old, ugly, stupid, whatever. We can. It's our right. And you can do the same thing about, I don't know, me and everybody else. Otherwise, it's like, you can't think. You can't judge. Well, I'm judging. She's ugly and she's beautiful. Or he's dumb and she's smart. I'm allowed, and say it, especially when they show up. Okay. The same with Macron. Macron, I think he's smart, but he's weak. He's smart, but he's weak. And where is he coming from? From the banking system? What did you expect? To work for the little people? And when I'm little people, I'm not talking about little people. I'm talking us, the baboons. More or less. So, all right. So he says now, in the near future. What are you talking about? Well, he wants to see now. He backs off a little bit. Because you can't say, well, I'm not going to send troops now. Like, he is a loser. No, he's not going to say that. In the near future. In the near future means I let it slide and then opinion polls. See how the baboons are reacting. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron said on Monday that he did not plan to send French soldiers to fight in Ukraine in the near future. And I'm quoting, I don't think that a war will come to our land. Keep doing what you're doing and you're going to see war dropping on your land. I also don't think that we'll go and engage on Ukrainian soil tomorrow. End quote. Macron said in a generation, do it yourself. Do it. You think it's Napoleon? If you see something that's, if you want a thing to be done well, do it yourself. As Napoleon said, and grab the flag. Anyway, so here is generation to do yourself. To do yourself. To do it yourself. Do yourself. All right. The French president added that he understands well the fear and concerns of the French in this regard. Why did you say that in the first place? You didn't give a shit. You saw the reaction of the French nation. Les enfants de la patrie. Anyway, so here we have that. So tomorrow. So I'm not going to send. Will go. So that will. It doesn't mean that we're going to engage on Ukrainian soil tomorrow. So you're okay until tomorrow. Let's see when this article was published. Yesterday. Gone. So today might be something else. Let's go. It's only rock and roll and the drops will bomb. Next article. Sputnik. Russia says expects to sign comprehensive cooperation agreement with Iran soon. Again, what's soon? That's according to our relative understanding of what soon is. Tehran. Russia expects to sign a comprehensive, like they did with North Korea, cooperation agreement with Iran in the nearest future, as the work on the text of the agreement is almost complete. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Andrei Rubenko told Sputnik. Rodenko. We expect, and I'm quoting, that this agreement will be signed in the near future, small as the shortest future, as work on the text is already almost complete. All the necessary formulations have been found, Rodenko said. The main task for the two countries is to complete certain procedures related to the signing of such documents, the diplomat says. Well. It says Russia-Iran cooperation reaching new level. I bet you're, yes. So these are going to really in the plain view. We are with you, you are with them, and so on. they're destabilizing the global world order, the rules-based world order. Sputnik, from yesterday, North Korean leader to visit Russia, and this is Kim Jong-un, the woodchuck as I call him, when all conditions are right. Moscow says. What does that mean? That means that they have to, and I'm going to just make a little summary of the article, when they put all the agreements that will be signed, when the woodchuck will just go on the ground and go to Moscow, he's not gonna, the woodchucks are not flying or anything, he's dig holes. So the woodchuck will go, I'm just saying, would go to Moscow when these guys agree, the guys in charge, the, how do you call them, the bureaucrats, to the exact terms of the agreements. So let me read you this, and I'm quoting. I think as soon as all the necessary conditions for such a visit are right and a certain base for those documents that must be signed at this level will be developed, this visit will take place, Rudenko said. All right, okay, that's great. And then the next one. Why is it great? You like competition, don't you? That's part of freedom, it's part of democracy, it's part of capitalism, competition. So if you have only one group, something is squeaky. We have two groups, and maybe three, and maybe four. Ukrainska Pravda. 5 Lithuanian volunteers injured in Russian attack in war zone in Ukraine. So these 5 Lithuanians, coincidentally, were just helping. What helping? I don't know what, donating sperm or something? I don't know. But they were helping. Not making fun of real volunteers, but I don't know. I have a balls feeling, not a gut feeling, that these guys were really from the military units from Lithuania. That when they crossed border, they were volunteers all of a sudden. You know why? You can tell by the uniform. They were volunteers. And because they said so, they identified as volunteers. Volunteers from Lithuania have come under heavy Russian fire in the war zone in Ukraine, leaving 5 people injured. Too bad. Lithuania news portal 15 Minutes, it was reported by European Pravda. The incident occurred near the city of Pokrovsk, Donetsk Oblast, on Monday. Lithuanian volunteers transporting aid for Ukrainian troops stationed at the front came under heavy Russian fire while traveling in 2 cars. What kind of aid were you? Weapons? What did you send them? You are actively at war if you do that. You can't be a volunteer and bring aid to my enemy. You're not a volunteer. Are you? I mean, just think about it. You fight your neighbor. And your family fights the neighbor's family. Okay, so we make more than one. Let's say we're 15 our family, 15 the other family. And there are the other neighbors who just help those guys, giving them in the war zone, I don't know, aid. How would you consider those guys? Those guys who deliver aid, why do they deliver aid? Aid to shoot at me, to be able to fight me. So they are helping those guys. So how do you call the guys who help my enemies? I tell you, enemies. If you consider something else, think about something else. Think about, I don't know, someone who hurts someone dear to you, right? And someone else facilitates that. How would you consider the facilitator? Friend? No. Participant, right there. Or you can consider however you want. I tell you how I would consider those guys. If I punch these guys, I fight with these guys, and these guys, I don't know, gives him some juices and all that and helps him, what do you think? I'm going to fuck him up if I can. But hey, that's me, a bad dude. But you can be like that, and they can just push you around as they do with all of us as a group. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you next time.